Howdy, my name is Isaac Grudansky, and first and foremost, thank you so much for taking the time to check out this free webinar. I've been building landing pages, websites, and digital advertising campaigns for Forbes magazine, AMC Networks, the International Culinary Center, Caris Negotiating, and many, many other clients over the years. I also teach a number of full-length online training courses on digital advertising topics, and my courses have been bought by over 117,000 students around the world to date. And to be totally upfront and honest with you from the outset, the purpose of me doing these webinars is at the end of them, hopefully you'll have found my content so valuable and so useful that you might be interested in purchasing one of my full-length online courses. But this webinar is 100% free, there's no pressure, and it's not a sales pitch. I'm going to be teaching you a few very, very powerful, practical, and actionable techniques and tools that if you implement in your landing pages, just the tools that you get from this webinar, you will absolutely see a significant increase in your landing page and website conversion rates. I guarantee it because I've been doing this over and over and over again with the very same tools and strategies that I'm going to show you in this free webinar. Years ago, when I was first starting out, I didn't know the first thing about digital advertising. Seriously. I was newly married. We were living month to month off my wife's paycheck from a job she absolutely hated. She was a first-year accountant at Deloitte, very high-pressure job, and it's no wonder why that was a very unpleasant experience. Everything you're going to learn in this webinar comes from actual trial and error experience that have worked over the years for my clients. My company, Adventure Media, is now a fully in-house team based in New York, and I'm incredibly, incredibly fortunate to have the types of clients and the growing team that I have. You may be wondering why I'm running these free webinars to get people into my courses if my main business is my digital advertising agency. Well, that's a fair question. The answer is that most of our clients come to us after first being exposed to our full-length online courses. So it's a really excellent way of lead gen, and it's something which you could definitely replicate in your own business, and throughout some of my courses I actually teach that process. The digital marketing director at Forbes magazine was watching one of my courses when she decided to reach out to our agency. Caris Negotiating, the world leader in negotiating training seminars, same thing. Same thing goes for the International Culinary Center, Aurea Software, Global Trans, and many, many, many other clients. I've been fortunate to work with over 450 companies from around the world, and a full list of those clients could be seen on our website. So while I'm doing this, admittedly, to grow my business, the content you're going to get in this course is incredibly valuable by itself. You may have attended other webinars in the past that looked like this and promised to be filled with educational content and practical techniques, and wound up just being a 45-minute long sales pitch for somebody's premium product. This is not that. Let me just set the record straight. Just come watch the first few minutes. If you don't see that it's actually practical, actionable techniques that you could implement on your landing pages and website right away, you could leave, no pressure. But let me cover what we're actually going to discuss and what I'm going to show you in the upcoming webinar. First, I'm going to teach you about the Weibull hazard function and how that distribution model will increase the conversion rate and the engagement rates on your landing pages, your websites, and even your ad copy. If you've never heard about the Weibull hazard function, you're with 99% of other people. When I was first starting out, I didn't hear about it either, but it's a really, really interesting distribution model, and I'm going to first start off discussing what that is and how it could be used to impact your conversion rate significantly on your landing pages. Secondly, I'm going to show you a very cost-effective and very powerful way to run 5-second usability tests, which will be used to diagnose if you have a conversion obstacle anywhere on your landing pages, your website, or even in your ad copy. If you're running A/B tests without first running 5-second tests in the way that I'm going to show you, you're absolutely throwing money down the drain. I'm also going to show you a technique that I've developed for analyzing large sets of data that you get from your 5-second tests in Excel or in a Google Sheet that will show you if you have an issue with clarity in a visual way, and it's a really, really neat trick that I'm going to show you step by step exactly how to do and how to implement. I'm also going to show you 5-second tests that we've actually run for some of our biggest clients and the raw data associated with those tests. One of these 5-second tests increased engagement rates on our client's website by 357%. Third, I'm going to teach you about the BJ Fogg behavioral model and how you could use it to rewrite your copy, your headlines, and your calls to action to at least double your conversion rate on your landing pages, at least based on the results that we've seen for our clients in the real world. The Fogg behavioral model is one of the most popular models to explain and to predict human behavior, and I first learned about it when I was getting my master's degree in industrial psychology at Hofstra University. I apply the Fogg behavioral model every day to optimizing landing pages, and it's an incredibly reliable model to figure out what type of copy you should be writing, what you should be saying in your call to action buttons, and if you learn how to use that model and apply it to just rewriting some of your copy, you'll see a significant lift in your conversion rate. It's really, really powerful stuff. Lastly, what you all really need is a landing page builder that will allow you to design and publish beautiful landing pages that are editable without having to write any code. And of course, there's a ton of landing page building software out there. There's Squarespace, there's Wix, there's Lead Pages, there's Unbounce, the list goes on and on. But I'm going to teach you step by step how to build a landing page in Webflow, the world's most powerful and advanced landing page builder, website builder, and publication platform. And I don't get paid at all to do this. I am not associated with Webflow in any way. It's an incredible tool. We're going to walk through recreating a client landing page, the actual landing page that we created for a client that has increased conversion rate by over 18% from their marketing campaigns, and we're going to go through that step by step in this webinar. So before I even sell you one of my full-length courses, there's going to be a lot of really useful, practical, and actionable information that we cover, and you could take all these things and implement them in your business right away. At the end of all that, at the end of the webinar, I hope it's okay that I spend a few minutes trying to promote my full-length online course, but I only even want you to consider buying it after you've got real practical value from this free training coming up. Now, in accordance with the psychological principles of reciprocity and reciprocal concessions, both of which I talk about at length in my full-length training, I'm going to offer you 4 additional free resources on the very next page, even before the webinar starts. You don't need to give me any additional information, just one-click download on the following page after you register for this webinar. I'm going to be giving you 3 advanced Google Sheet templates that could also be used in Excel, and 1 additional 30-minute training video. The first Google Sheet I'm going to give you is a fully built out calculator formula system for predicting the impact of an increase or decrease in click-through rate. You could use this sheet to just plug and play with your own numbers. You enter in your actual average order value or your actual average profit per sale, what your click-through rate has been and what your click-through rate then changed to, and the sheet will output all these different numbers. It'll show you how much additional money in revenue you're making per day, per month, and per year. It will also show you the amount of additional conversions that you'll actually be getting per day, per month, per year if you put in your actual conversion rate. And the model does the whole thing for you. So many marketers increase their click-through rate and they go to their team or their management or to their client, they say, hey, we did a great job, we increased click-through rate by 15%. But that's not telling the complete story. It's not even telling the right story. What you want to be able to say is we've increased click-through rate 15%, and that means we're generating an extra $25,000 of revenue per month. That's how you really talk like a sophisticated, competent marketer. Now that's something which is really compelling. But figuring out all these formulas, the division, the calculation, the percentages is sometimes difficult. So the sheet that I built for you, which you can get for free on the next page, will do all that work for you. All you need to put in is the starting click-through rate, and it could be from a specific ad campaign or whatever it may be. And then the improved or the click-through rate that actually got worse from a campaign. The model could predict both ways. You could use this sheet to project what results would happen if you increase click-through rate, but you could also use it to analyze historic performance. Say you're looking back 30 days on a Google AdWords campaign or a Facebook ads campaign, and you say, okay, this ad's click-through rate went from a 5% to an 8%. Here's what that means to our bottom line, and it's all there in that Google Sheet. It's really powerful. We use these sheets every single day at our agency for our biggest clients, and you'll have them, again, one-click download on the next page. The second Google Sheet template that I'm going to give you for free on the next page is a formula calculator system for predicting and projecting the increased revenue that you'll get from increasing your landing page conversion rate. And this is probably the most important sheet I'm going to give you. All you need to do, again, is plug and play. You put in your starting conversion rate that you have on your landing page. Let's say your lead gen landing page is converting at 5%, and you've increased it with the tools that I'm going to teach you in this webinar to 9%. So you put 9% in. The formula will output how much additional revenue you're earning per day, per month, per year based on that increase in conversion rate And it will also show you how many additional conversions that you're going to get without increasing your marketing cost. Again, this is another sheet that we use every single day. And when our clients come to us and they say, hey, like, we don't want to run A/B tests. And that happens all the time. There's always this pushback. It's hard to get a client to change the headline. And then we say, okay, listen, if we could increase conversion rate by 16%, I'll email them a view-only link of this template that I'm sharing with you, and I'll show them what their numbers would look like if we could just marginally increase conversion rate. And it takes 3 seconds, just plugging the numbers into the sheet, and they're like, wow, like I never thought of it that way. I didn't realize that if I increase conversion rate by 10%, I'll have an additional 60 grand of revenue a month. And like, then they're all over the idea of A/B testing. They love it. And I'm gonna walk you through exactly how to use these templates during the webinar as well. But you could download them and use them. They're very self-explanatory on the very next page, even before the webinar starts. And I actually encourage you to do that because I want you to see that this content is real. I want you to see that the value I'm offering is authentic. The final template you're going to receive on the next page will provide you with a bunch of different important calculators for determining ROI and profitability from your campaigns. Again, this is another sheet that has formulas and calculations that we use every single day. Lastly, I'm going to give you access to a 30-minute tutorial video on how to use Google Optimize to run A/B tests and multivariate tests on your landing page without having to write a single line of code. Google Optimize, for those of you who don't know, is an excellent and free software from Google that you could use to run very effective A/B tests. And I'm going to walk you through a couple actual examples of setting up these A/B tests and redirect tests from start to finish in an additional 30-minute video, and you'll get access to that video before the webinar even starts. I actually gave away this video at a marketing conference that I spoke at in San Francisco a few months ago. And in the crowd, it was a workshop that I was giving, and in the crowd was an employee from the Google Optimize team. So she got the video, and 2 hours later, she emailed me this, and I'm gonna show you off my computer right here. I'm just gonna refresh the page so you know that this is a real email. It says, "Hi Isaac, it was nice meeting you at the workshop. I'm the designer from Optimize who asked a question at the end. I really enjoyed the practicality aspect of your presentation. You don't get that from a lot of conference sessions. Also, thanks for sharing the video. I'm going to share with the rest of my team since there's so many great insights in there. Would you be interested in participating in some future user research for Google as an incentive, et cetera, so on and so forth?" So all of that is just to show that someone on the Google Optimize team found this training video very, very useful. Again, you'll get all 4 of these free resources on the next page before the webinar begins. And it really, really is a lot of value. You don't even need to attend the webinar, but of course, I seriously hope that you do. This webinar session is beginning really soon, and I'm gonna show you a whole lot of case studies, examples, techniques, and tools that are very practical. I guarantee you're gonna learn at least 3 things that you could use for your own business on your own landing pages that you do not already know and that you did not know going into this webinar. Again, lastly, thank you so much for taking the time to check out this webinar. I hope you register for it. I hope you enjoy all the free resources on the following page. And most importantly, I hope you attend the webinar and that you get an enormous amount of value from it. Cheers for now.